Hello Webernet and welcome to the finale episode of Mega Man X, the name of a game that could probably also be the name for a programming language. Well, the last time I played, I destroyed the remaining animals in Sigma's Wild Kingdom, and eventually brought out the extinction of a giant T-Rex skull, and I didn't even need Jeff Goldblum's help either. But as you can see, I've just had my hands full. So here we are at the final stage of the game, and the last portion of Sigma's lair I have yet to destroy. Yes, it's finally time to do battle with him and his little dog, too. I want to really defeat Sigma because I'm tired of looking at his face, and you probably are too. So you ready for this? Okay then, let's finish this. Welcome to Sigma Stage Part 4, Requiem Annihilation, the final chapter. And of course we have to start off this whole thing with a fun climb up a really long shaft, which of course is my favorite thing to do in these games. Well, I suppose this is the game's idea of getting the last laugh. Jeez, Mega Man games. I have reached the final room in the game, and at least I didn't have to battle any enemies on the way. I mean, I basically laid waste to this whole place anyway, am I right? Hi there. By myself? Yeah, well, your lair isn't really on Google Maps or anything, so I mean, you know, without Zero, I probably wouldn't have found the place. And you're destroying me with that giant cape and big shoulder look you got going on. Your dog's cute, but, you know, I have, like, allergies, so I'm not sure if I can really interact with him. So he doesn't fetch or shake? No? Just deal with betrayers, huh? Okay. Should I live? Yes. So you want me to kill your dog? Okay, that's twisted. Okay, I guess I'll do this. Hey, Sparky. You wanna play fetch? So this crazy purple hellhound is Velgauder. It's hyperactive, can jump around a lot, vomit fire, and spit up really gross shining hairballs. Yep, just like a regular dog, except like a robot and stuff. Look, when it gets a little out of control, I like to spray it in the face with some ice cannon because it makes him behave, he loses energy, and it keeps him from chewing the floor and the walls. Maybe Velgauder is just getting a bit antsy because he needs to go outside to use the bathroom. Does someone need to go outside? You need to go walkies? Okay, sit. Speak. Roll over. Play dead. Good boy. Oh, I think I broke Sigma's pet. Whoops. How am I going to explain this one? Oh, hey, Sigma. I think I broke your dog, so do you always phase into a room like that? Thanks? I totally killed your robot companion and you're cool with it? Wait, what do you mean, almost? You and Zero. Ever the sarcastic jerk faces. It's arrived? Is it like down in the mailroom or something? I mean, I can go get it myself. It's just like a long way back. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I defying you too much still? Uh-oh, and he threw off his really oversized cape and whipped out his toy lightsaber. Wait, where did his cape go? Well, he must be really serious now. So it's just down to me and Sigma and his Schwartz. Well, I have a spark cannon, so there. I can give him some shock treatment, since he's another one of those hyperactive robotic wall-jumping maniacs. And he's jumping like he's never jumped before. Okay, I have a crazy theory about all this. Perhaps this game is loosely related to the Star Wars series. You know, something out of the Star Wars EU. Yes, I went there. I mean, look, we had that Vile guy that was basically a Mandalorian Boba Fett ripoff, and now we have Sigma, who is apparently a Sith or something, controlling everything behind the scenes, and he's using a lightsaber. I mean, look, he's half man, half robot, and he's doing that whole twisted and evil thing. I mean, I'm sure there's already some fanfic out there covering this theory, so we know it's got to be canon for the Star Wars series. I guess the question really is, where would it fall in the Star Wars timeline? Would that make Mega Man part of the Rebel Alliance? Is Emperor Palpatine behind the plot of this game too? What? Who knows, but you know what should happen now. Yep, viral threads on social media. So that's the end of the game, since I've so easily destroyed Sigma. I hope you've enjoyed the final battle here, and... uh-oh. It looks like it's heading up. Ha! And now he's becoming the head of Voltron, apparently? Oh man, no way. That's one awesome transformer. I wonder if there's a toy version of this thing. So the weapon of choice here, ironically, is that really seemingly useless weapon, the rolling shield. Yes, this is the main weapon that can somehow deliver a reasonable amount of damage to the final boss of this game. This giant man-dog-robot chimera mess called Sigma Velgauder Bot. Yeah, try saying that name 3 times fast. So it basically has similar attacks as Velgauder, but now it's presented on a Y-axis. Not only that, we have our usual standby in this game, which is the randomly floating platforms that can lunge at me and attack me with bolts of electricity. Hooray! In true retro video game fashion, his weak point is of course a very tiny head on top of this giant thing. And let me tell you, even with the rolling shield, it takes forever to whittle down his stupid energy meter. To top it all off, he can deal an obscene amount of damage to me, which is totally fair. So I suppose it's a good thing that I did all the collecting of energy tanks throughout the game. You know, this fight is actually kind of reminiscent of Dracula's final form in Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, and also Bloodstained Curse of the Moon's final boss fight with Gremory. And that's some level 99 geek knowledge. So yeah, this is it. This is just about the max level of crazy boss design you could get out of the early 90s on the Super Nintendo. I hope you're impressed because, well, I took all this time to make it this far for your entertainment, so there. This is what we had in the 90s, and we liked it. Well, most of us at least. Some people just had a Genesis and amazing games like Moonwalker and Toe Jam and Earl and stuff. If you were really lucky and had rich parents, you got a Neo Geo system. I mean, look, I didn't mind the Genesis. I played it a bunch of times with friends, but it didn't have Mega Man X, or the Super Star Wars series, or Donkey Kong Country, or Super Castlevania 4, or Super Mario World. Ah, you get it. What? I like Nintendo more. Get over it. Well, hey, it could have been worse back then. You could have been the unlucky kid that got the Philips CDI, or a Panasonic 3DO, or an Atari Jaguar, or even, dare I say its name, the Virtual Boy. Trust me, I played all those systems back in the 90s, and wow, they're terrible. I think the thing to be said about all that is it's a good thing we're past that experimental stage of video game consoles, and consider yourself lucky if you didn't have to deal with that mess back in the day. Although there is that whole VR gaming thing going on, and it'll probably do fine. Just like Google Glass. Hey, I'm just saying. Even the Mega Man X series fell victim to newer technologies that were developed. The bosses just got bigger than this, and these games started getting a lot more experimental and terrible, especially after X4. I think that's when Capcom finally realized that 7 sequels was, probably enough. After all, I was happy with games like this. I mean, who doesn't like pixelated characters, MIDI music, and an end boss that's a giant wolf mech with Legion of Doom shoulder pads that breathes fire? Come on, it's totally epic. Just like the final shot here. And finally, he's destroyed. Hi, Sigma. So glad you headed down here. I know, right? But hey, I think you were getting a little ahead of yourself. You'll never be the head of this evil empire anymore, that's for sure. I don't know, maybe it's because the robot animals and all the stupid Star Wars references and the stuff. Well, obviously somebody hasn't watched the Matrix trilogy. Perhaps you need to think this stuff through more next time. Well, I guess I'll leave him here to explode without oversight. It's not like he's gonna return for revenge anyway, right? And so Mega Man stands on a cliff to oversee the destruction he has wrought, like a sadistic killer, as Sigma's wild kingdom falls gently from the air into the ocean and explodes with the power of 1,000 atom bombs, likely causing massive tsunamis, bringing death and destruction worldwide, taking with it hundreds of thousands of lives, basically doing more than Sigma needed to do to kill off a large portion of mankind, all thanks to a little robot who was just trying to do the right thing. Way to go, Mega Man. Who's the real villain here, I ask? And here's a really slowly scrolling propaganda story to cover the aftermath. Yes, now that the population has been dramatically lowered thanks to this whole mess, governments will be weakened and likely militant dictator groups will take charge and run the world, and all the sacrifices made were actually for naught. After all this, Mega Man has some obvious guilt based on his involvement in all this. He'll probably have to go underground to avoid any post-war criminal trials, to avoid being executed and shut down for the rest of time. I mean, look, let's be honest. Mega Man really wasn't a part of an organized government-run military squad. He was just a rogue vigilante robot who chose to fight because he was being manipulated by other rebel robot vigilantes. Yeah, there was another way. Perhaps next time, just let the government do its job to stop the terrorist organization themselves, so to avoid all this collateral damage. That's probably a good first step. Just saying. So as he stands on the seaside cliff before the tsunami comes to wreak havoc, he really has no words? Well, I mean, I suppose you could be wondering why all the bosses were named after the main character from Top Gun, or maybe why robot animals. The only thing I can think is that Sigma was an animal lover or something. Maybe he was trying to create a future world in his own image. Oh, that's so deep, man. Well, I think he'll keep fighting so long as there's a budget at Capcom to perpetuate the cycle of Mega Man games. His pain will last the rest of his life. We call it PTSD or shell shock. He's already lost his mind because apparently he's having conversations with his ex-buster about all this. There, Mega Man. Don't cry. I'm sure it understands your pain. I'm sure it knows. And scene. What now? Run! Yes, running from the repercussions of his actions. The Maverick Hunter has now become the Hunted. So while we're watching Mega Man run for his life, let's take some time to thank all the stages and really talented robots that appeared in this game. That's right, we're taking the time to introduce all the enemies and characters, just like in the ending of Super Mario Bros. 2. By the way, when the hell did they fix the opening stage? Maybe he's just using a different freeway or something. Wow, look at this. Mega Man has been running for some time. I mean, literally hours are passing as he runs down this freeway. This road just has no end, apparently. Just like this game, it won't end. I guess it's a good thing he's mostly robot and has some sort of unlimited endurance just to keep going. I mean, all this time and he still hasn't gotten out of the city yet? Well, I suppose, for the last time, I should just never question the future. Well, it's morning now, so any hope he had in escaping in the cover of night is kinda lost. Oh great, now he's hallucinating. Yeah, that penguin is definitely chilling in a destroyed pile on the floor. Lon Choctopus. Yeah, he became a delicious sushi dinner. Ah, Stormy. 1 part bird, 1 part leaf blower. We can't, of course, forget the overly caffeinated robot ball, Roadkill Armadillo. And now we have the fire-breathing, poo-throwing future Dumbo Flame Mammoth. Ah, the lovable robot lizard Sting Chameleon, also known as Mega Man Yoshi. Spork Mandrill, the robot ape that evolved from robots. Yes, he finally did it. Oh yeah, Boomer Quang or Mr. Disco Inferno. I think there's still remnants of him on the bottom of my boot shoes. Oh look, it's Boba Fett again. And of course, the award for best ridiculous outfit in a Mega Man game goes to Sigma. Oh, that guy. Pfft, Zero, Mr. Self-Destruct himself. Well, I'm alive and he's dead, so it doesn't really matter. And now Mega Man does his X-Buster salute to respect all the fallen robots. So is this like 007, but through a future gun barrel or something? Wait, who are you talking about? You? Me? Or you? Wait, who? Who is Mega Man? What does this all mean? Stop! You're breaking the fourth wall! Oh, we're still doing this? Well, okay. Here we are on the third ending of the game, just like Lord of the Rings. How many more scenes do we need to wrap this up? Well, allow me to finish this off with a bunch of facts about Mega Man X. Are you ready? There are a total of 11 games in the Mega Man X series, Mega Man X through Mega Man X8, Mega Man X Command Mission, Mega Man X Extreme, and Extreme 2. Before the game's title Mega Man X was chosen, it was first named Super Rockman as a working title. Originally, Zero was a new redesign of the Mega Man character. However, the new design looked too different from the original Mega Man, so fearing negative reactions from fans, he was given a new name and a secondary role in the new Mega Man X, who was designed to look more similar to the original Mega Man. Mega Man X was a commercial success. The SNES version has sold 1.16 million copies worldwide to date, making it the 41st best-selling Capcom game of all time. This game has since been ported to PCs, mobile devices, the GameCube, the PS2, and the Wii and Wii U virtual consoles, the new Nintendo 3DS, and appears as one of the 21 games on the Super Nintendo Classic. The game also received a remake on the PSP titled Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, and a limited physical re-release on the SNES in celebration of Mega Man's 30th anniversary. All this info brought to you by VGFacts.com and Wikipedia.com. Well, that's it for this series. It's been almost a year in the making. I hope you enjoyed watching me riff and play this game. I would also like to thank new subscribers and those that have actually sat down and watched any of this. Not like anyone really is. So what's next for the Geek Future channel? Well, I am working on this one thing and... Huh? Uh-oh. Maybe I should have made sure he was completely destroyed after that last battle and maybe, I don't know, wipe the network? Whoops. So what you're saying is you're living on some cloud backup. Great. Way to set this up for a sequel. Not like we don't already have enough Mega Man games as it is. Well, not if there's no body around after what I did to the Earth after crashing your lair into it. Well, I won't play the sequels and you won't see me again. So there. I win. So you can just go haunt someone else's computer screen, okay? I'm kind of trying to finish up here. Thanks. Well, for reals now, this is the finale of Mega Man X, and as always, thanks for watching. Feel free to like or subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll catch you on the next series or whatever crazy idea I come up with for this channel. Who knows what that is. This has been another Geek Feature.